I'm excited for this one, Chase.
Look at the size difference. I mean, Pedro Marinho's not a small guy.
Look at that. Spearing him, taking him off the mats with a big blast double. And that's what we love about Pedro Marinho. He is a, inadvertent clash of heads there. It's unfortunate.
That's a shot across the bow, by the way, though, that double leg there.
Yeah, that's an escalation.
You may be bigger, but I got something for you.
I'm going to come at you. Yeah, first 10 seconds of the match, and Pedro's diving forward. And you know, he actually took Victor off his feet there briefly as well. That's some strength.
He got some air.
Yeah. You go through a 280-pound brick wall like that.
Oh, Pedro looking to sit back on a leg.
Dropping back on an inside heel.
He's in a great spot to finish this.
This is a great leg entanglement.
The heel is exposed.
Marinho.
He's pulling. Oh, my God. He might finish this.
Victor Hugo hand fighting here. Pedro Marinho has got a very solid leg entanglement. Victor Hugo spins, manages to disengage, slips the heel, but there again, we're less than a minute into this match, Chase, and already Pedro Marinho has showed that he has got no fear whatsoever of the man mountain. The last world no-gi absolute champion, Victor Hugo, took gold in the 2019 IBJJF World No-Gi Championships, and I think Pedro Marinho is hungry to make his mark here in his first World Championships as a black belt.
Yeah, and dropping back on a leg like that, it shows that Pedro is absolutely fearless, because should that situation go wrong and Victor comes up on top, that would be a score for Victor in that case. But of course, we saw that situation only favored Pedro, so really exciting stuff out of the gate. That's why we knew this is a match that we wanted to see take place today. Absolutely,
absolutely. Yeah, highly anticipated and so far not disappointing.
Now, of course, Victor has an incredible guard, as we've noted earlier, but he should be wary to sit up at all, because Pedro will be quick to snap on a guillotine, and will have one of the very best in Jiu-Jitsu today.
His guillotine is notorious. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's just done it so many times now. It's like, it's no secret, but you know it's coming, but still can't stop it, right?
Many have fallen, that is true. Victor Hugo, though, looking very composed here. Again, another guard player that's happy to attack from any side his opponent gives him. Look at that casual look at an inversion there. Very rare to see in the ultra heavyweight division. Now, of course, lots of time left in this match, but Pedro scoring that advantage does put the onus there on Victor Hugo to answer back in some fashion. Victor aggressively pulling down on the head of Pedro, trying to disrupt that balance. Seems to be working. Pedro doesn't seem to like that very much.
Huge clubbing blows, and it's amazing. You can have the size of Victor Hugo, the way that
seated.
Exactly. Yeah, he can even do it from on his back, you know. But you're right. That length, that wingspan that he has, he's able to come from a seated position, reach all the way up, and draw Pedro down. And Pedro, you know, of course, he has the bent over posture, but not many people can have got that kind of length. This open guard as well, you know, Victor, we talked about it earlier, he is actually very, very good for a big man playing this bottom position. And it's unusual to see a guy, 280 pounds, you know, choose to play from bottom position. And Victor Hugo, man, he inverts like a lightweight. He's able to get underneath the legs. So Pedro Marinho has to be careful that he doesn't leave his legs hanging out, because he dropped back for a heel hook of his own earlier. But Victor Hugo has a notorious knee bar as well, and even is able to spin underneath and take heel hooks of his own. He's done that too, so. The thing is, you know what, sorry to cut you off there, Chase, but I was just wondering, because Pedro's a notorious headhunter, right? And he wants that guillotine choke. But he has to go like twice the distance as normal to go from that kind of guard position to try and get the neck of Victor Hugo. That's how long Victor Hugo is.
Yeah, no, well stated. And I think we're seeing some of that analysis in real time there from Pedro, kind of gauging his range and distance and what he needs to do to stay out of danger, and then, of course, close the distance to attack. Now, I would guess Pedro is going to be insistent on avoiding Victor Hugo's closed guard. You know, that would be, I think, the worst place for someone a little bit smaller than Victor to be, with Victor being so good from that position there. And as of now, we've seen Pedro playing a little bit of a distance-based passing game, going in and out at his pace here.
Trying to get in on top of those hooks and move around the outside now as Pedro Marinho. He's had no luck going through the guard so far with either a knee slice. Okay, we see a stalling penalty being called by the side refs here, so there is a penalty against both men. So right now, Marinho is leading with one advantage, and there's one penalty apiece.
Now Pedro closes distance there.
Yeah,
a lot of pressure on.
Looks like he's got an underhook on the far side, cross-face on the near side. A little difficult to see exactly from this angle exactly, but he's managed to make that chest-to-chest contact, and that is crucial in passing the half guard. And now Victor doesn't have that knee shield anymore, but he does have the scoop grip. He has the left hand is in between the legs. If he can use that left leg in between the legs of Pedro Marinho, the leg inside the half guard, that he can throw Marinho over the top, but no, he elects to back out and go into that knee shield, and Pedro Marinho disengages, ready to reset. And this is where the game is won and lost, right, Chase? There's a little, it's these small battles that really, it's not like one big move, you know, that's not, it's often not what we see. It's usually like the small battles where the overall war is won.
Sure, I mean, it's who makes a mistake first, right? It's a game of inches between the very best in the game. And Victor Hugo looking to quickly wrestle up. Pedro hip to it, though. Nice sprawl in order to avoid Hugo completing that. And that's got to be a boost of confidence for Pedro, being able to shut down the big man's takedown attempt there.
Victor Hugo slowly returns to the center of the mat there, but this seated guard position. Now playing that kind of open guard, the reverse De La Riva knee shield on the other side, and trying to climb up those legs. Pedro Marinho is very aware of those techniques and those attacks. He's very good at, I think this is interesting to note from Pedro, he's very good at, he enters when he wants to enter, he backs out when he wants to back out. He's so far successfully avoided being drawn into Victor's game, let's say.
Definitely. I mean, he moves like a panther. You know, he's so nimble, and the minute he backs out to reset, he'll dive right back. Oh, he's jumping in on the neck now. Victor Hugo looked to wrestle up, and Pedro briefly had a bit of a headlock.
There's a shot attempt on the edge of the mat, stuffed, and they will get reset in a standing position. And this standing position is an opportunity for both men. Victor Hugo could score if he can get Marinho down to the mat, and he needs to, because there's 2.5 minutes remaining in this match. And right now, Marinho is leading with one advantage. But Victor Hugo elects to pull, to sit into the seated guard. And
this is going to be tough. You know, Pedro seems to have found a rhythm here for addressing Victor's guard. Pedro's got to change it up a little bit.
There's been a solid 7 minutes of this so far, right? Pedro Marinho has managed to successfully avoid the guard attacks of Hugo.
With that said, we haven't seen Victor quite invert like that before. You know, he is trying to get some different attacks off, but I agree. I mean, Pedro Marinho has sort of found a way to stay safe for the meantime in Victor's guard. And given the fact that he's up by an advantage, Victor will have to aggressively try something new in this next minute and a half. Looking to wrestle up on a single leg there, but Pedro is just too quick to extract himself from the situation. But as we've seen throughout the day, it only takes one slip up, one exchange. And Victor looking to try his luck on the feet now. He's stands up with Pedro Marinho.
I think he needs to. I think he needs to switch up the game plan. You know, he's done his best to try and draw Pedro Marinho into the guard, and so far has had absolutely no luck in tying up Pedro Marinho, the rookie black belt. Can you believe it, Chase? A rookie black belt. And Pedro Marinho is less than a minute away from advancing here in this absolute division, this quarterfinal match.
Now, Victor's size may be somewhat of a limitation here in some sense, because
Wow,
he's
look
got
at
to
that.
go.
Almost taking out a couple of blue belts across the map there.
Those are also some lightweights, so that cannot be well for them.
Oh, my
but
word.
the level change required by Victor Hugo to get underneath someone like Pedro is extremely difficult right now, plus the threat of the guillotine. So this is a really tricky situation here for Victor Hugo, because he's going to have to be aggressive as he's down, and he may not have the advantage wrestling at this point, even though he does have a strength and size advantage.
Yeah, great point. And he elects to sit with 30 seconds left. I feel like it's a little too late at this point. And unless there's one big attack here from Victor Hugo in this last seconds, it's going to be Pedro Marinho who advances through into the absolute semifinal to face Adam Wardzinski.
I mean, even if he scores an advantage here,
on the neck, once again.
I don't think he would have enough to win the decision, to be honest, because Pedro had that nice look at a heel hook. So,
well, time is up, and there it is. The winner, 1 advantage to 0. Pedro Marinho of Gracie Barra defeats the reigning absolute champion Victor Hugo and will advance through into the semifinals to face Adam Wardzinski, 1 step closer to taking a gold medal here in his first NoGi Worlds as a black belt. That is a big win, Chase. That's a very significant win.
Yeah, you know, the match didn't see a lot of scoring, but definitely exciting. Lived up to the hype there, the short-lived hype, as we only knew about it for about 40 minutes. But I'm looking forward to that semifinal between Pedro Marinho and Adam Wardzinski.